What's up guys, welcome back to another episode of Offroad Outlaws. In today's video we're going to be doing another Rate My Ride, and the theme for this one is actually Halloween. Now we're going to go ahead and start off with the first person here. The first one is actually going to be Mr. Smile here, and looks like he has an old school Nova and it is matte black. He's got a skull on the hood with sort of some kind of X on the hood. I actually kind of like this simple look. It's not too bad. Honestly, you know, like simple, you can't ever go wrong with just a simple look. I'm going to have to give this one an 8 out of 10. Alright guys, the next vehicle here is made by Anthony Brooker, and looks like this is an F450, and it's got a bunch of different colorful skulls all over it. Now I'm not too sure about the colorful theme for Halloween, except for, you know, it could play in the fact of, you know, some candy. It is lifted, it does have mud tires on it, some giant bead locks. I'm gonna have to rate this one honestly a 7 or 8 out of 10. Alright guys, our next vehicle here is made by Ape Rex, and looks like this is one of the old Fords, and honestly I actually really like this build for some reason. I like the green beadlocks on it. He's got, you know, the unusual green monster that is sitting right there, the blood on the front of it. He's got some bones right there on the door. I'm gonna honestly have to give this one a 7 or 8 out of 10. Okay guys, the next vehicle here is made by Booty Slayer, and looks like this is an El Camino. Honestly really like this one. It's not too bad. It says Crazy Ambulance on the side along with Death Lane. So this is obviously like a Halloween ambulance type of theme. He's got the paramedics on the top of it, and then he's also got the lights on top of it as well. Now I really like this build. Honestly, I'm gonna have to give this build an 8 or 9 out of 10. Alright guys, we have the next vehicle here, and this one is made by C24. Honestly, this is one of my favorite ones out of all the submissions so far. I really like the way he did this. Honestly, you can see the house on the left, and you see that it has some lights on. There's a lot of great detail in here. You can see the background. You can see, you know, sort of some trees back there. There's some graveyards, and that possibly looks like it could be a Slender Man. Not too sure, but there is a monster back there with red eyes. Honestly, I really like this build. This is honestly my favorite one. I'm gonna have to give this one a 10 out of 10. Good job, C24. Alright guys, the next vehicle here is made by Codestar. Now he does have a message on the front, but unfortunately we are only able to do one photo for each of these. Now the back of the car, it does say "This car makes bugs die," and I really like the way this one looks. It's a unique style. He's got the off-road wheels on it, look like the mud wheels, and he's got obviously, you know, some red spiders on it. The side of it says Bug Grinder. I really like the idea of this. I'm honestly gonna have to give this one a 9 or 10. Alright guys, next vehicle here is made by Diesel Prime. Now I really like this submission here. If you take a look at the background of everything, this is actually one of my maps where I did, you know, get chased by a ghost or whatever. So I really like the fact that he did go ahead and use that map for it. I do like that it says Nightmare on the side of his slug bug. He's got the blood on the front of it, on top of the hood. Honestly really like this build, especially with what background he chose to use for the map. I'm gonna have to give this build a 9 or 10. Alright guys, the next vehicle right here is made by Dude WTF, and honestly, dude, what the fuck is this? I can't see your car. Let's fix that. Alright guys, now that we can actually see his car, now you can actually see he does have the teeth on the front. He does have a blower on the top. He has the hood exit stacks, and then there's a 6 on the side of it. He does have, you know, a red trimming at the bottom. There are some letters on the front fender, but I can't tell exactly what it says. We do see a light bar and some gold rims. Now I'm not too fond of this one. I mean, it looks alright. It's pretty decent. I'm gonna have to give this build honestly a 6 or 7 out of 10. Alright guys, next vehicle here is made by Holg Zach, and he went back with a classic barn find. It says Trick or Treat on the side. He's got a nice Halloween type of orange fade going on through it. Looks like he's got a skull on the hood with flames going through its eyes, along with a skull next to the Trick or Treat on the door. Now I like this build. It is kind of simple, and I think, you know, he could have probably changed the wheels up a little bit, made it a little bit more, you know, classic with the wheels. Maybe put the beadlocks on it that don't have the screws going all around it, the bolts, and he could have made those white to kind of make it look like it has white walls on it. But I do like this build overall. I'm gonna have to give this one a 7 or 8 out of 10. Alright guys, we have another build here. This one is made by Jay Perry, and this is another van. This is a decent build. I like this one. He's got 2 skulls on it. They both have red eyes. Looks like he's got the lightning bolt inside the center. And then he's got a skull in the top left with the hazard symbol, and he's also got devil horns on the hood of the truck. Now I like this build. It's nice. He's got a decent lift on it, obviously some off-road tires, he's got lettering on it. I'm gonna have to give this build honestly a 7 or 8 out of 10. Alright guys, we have another build here. This one is made by Longshot WDS, and honestly this is another really good build. This is another one of my favorite ones. He's got blood on it. This is a nice Silverado. Looks like it is a dually, and looks like there's possibly maybe a table with spiderweb on it. There's a mirror that's broken that says Mary was here. There's a knife with blood on it and a candle. This has really good detail in it. I'm just gonna go ahead and off the bat give this a 10 out of 10. Alright guys, the next vehicle here is made by Old Glory and looks like it is the Undertaker hearse service. And you see he's got the window back there with some red curtains covering the sides of the windows. I like this build, it's pretty nice. He's got a hood stack on it. I'm gonna have to give this Dodge Power Wagon build honestly an 8 or 9 out of 10. Alright guys, another build right here is made by Offroad Outlaws for life, and looks like this is actually a boat, and it says Skull Crusher on the side with a bunch of skulls all over, along with a big skull on the back of the top fin. I like this. This is, you know, a nice submission. This is definitely something unique, different than, you know, seeing a vehicle itself. This is actually a boat. I'm gonna have to give this submission an 8 out of 10. Next vehicle here is made by Pac-Man, and this is another one of my favorite vehicles that has actually been done in the submissions. Looks like this is possibly, you know, a Ghostbusters type of style or recreation of it. I think he did a pretty good job. I'm gonna have to go ahead and give this one a 10 out of 10. Next vehicle here is made by Parker Grog. Now the submission was entered by somebody else, but Parker Grog was not able to submit it, so they had their friend submit it for them. This is an El Camino. Looks like it's got the blood going from the hood all the way towards the back of the vehicle, along with a skull with bright red eyes. This is a pretty good submission. I'm gonna have to give this one a 7 or 8 out of 10. Next vehicle here is made by Sheepy, and this is actually not a vehicle, but I went ahead and allowed it to pass by the tech. And this is actually a trailer. Now he has a skull on the back of the trailer, but we are not able to do more than one picture. Now as you can see right here, there is a hill, there's a little house in the background. Looks like those are possibly flames used as maybe some clouds. There's a bird, and obviously maybe the moon back there, and there's a spider and stuff with a spider web. This is a pretty decent build, something simple, possibly easy to make, along with some grass down there on one of the tombstones. I'm gonna have to give this a 7 out of 10. Alright guys, next vehicle here is made by Unannounced. Now I'm not sure exactly where the Halloween is inside this vehicle, but I do want to say that I do see a spider web on the grass. Looks like it is a black spider web and a bunch of crosses on it, so I can see, you know, the Halloween style right there with the crosses and everything, possibly in the grass as maybe some tombstones. And this is definitely a lifted mega mud truck. I like this build. I'm gonna have to give this one a 7 out of 10. Alright guys, next vehicle here is made by Unknown Gamer, and now this is definitely pretty simple when it comes to simple. He's got a red skull in the hood, and looks like it says deathbed on the side of the truck on the door. Now my favorite part about this is how blacked out the truck is. It's got the black windows, it's got the nice black wheels on it and the stock tires on it, and he's got the giant exhaust sticking out of the back. I'm gonna have to give this one honestly a 6 out of 10. Alright guys, well that was the last vehicle. I hope y'all enjoyed this theme. If y'all ever want to enter inside this, the link for my Discord will be down below inside the description of every video. In order to enter these, go ahead and go to the Rate My Ride tab inside my Discord. Look for the rules, read all the rules, then go to the theme, read the theme, and then go to submission and submit your vehicle. Only one vehicle and one picture per person, and you are not allowed to use another person's vehicle unless they need you to use it for them. Besides that guys, please be sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications.